The first thing we need to prepare is our localhost development environment. At a bare minimum, to run WordPress on your computer, you're going to need a web server like Apache or Nginx, a database like MySQL, and the PHP programming language, which is what WordPress is built with. This combination of tools is often referred to as AMP, and there are many programs available that will allow you to install all of them on your computer at once. Some of these programs like WAMP, MAMP, and LAMP are operating system specific. WAMP works on Windows, MAMP works on Mac, LAMP works on Linux, for example. Others are cross-platform programs like XAMPP, Bitnami, and Desktop Server. But the installation of any of these programs will create a single environment under which you can build multiple sites. Each site created in this type of environment will use the same installation and version of Apache, MySQL, and PHP. This is not a bad solution, and it was the standard for many years. But these days, with tools like Docker and VirtualBox, technology has improved to allow for the installation of multiple localhost environments in which every site you spin up can run its own customized setup within its own container, utilizing different versions of PHP, MySQL, or even different servers like Nginx instead of Apache. This allows developers to more closely mirror the actual hosting environment under which the site they are working on will eventually be served over the internet. And this is the solution that we will use in this course. Now let me point out a couple of tools here. Vagrant and VVV and 10up Docker are command line utilities for creating new sites. Although the WordPress Theme Developer's Handbook specifically mentions VVV as a great tool, personally I've found 10up Docker to be more enjoyable and much easier to set up and use than VVV. However, both of these tools require multiple steps to set things up, a lot of command line stuff, other installations, Node, other programs, VirtualBox, things like that, to get ready for development. So the third option that I'm going to present here is called Local by Flywheel, which includes a single installation package and a graphical user interface for creating new sites. So we'll be employing this tool in creating our WordPress themes. So why don't we head over to Local by Flywheel to grab the download package and begin the installation on our computer. So you can see here that there is a free download right there. I've already downloaded it, so you won't see this page, but what happens when you first click this page is it will ask you what system you're on, Mac, Windows, or Linux. You can choose the system that you're on, and then you fill in your personal information, including your email, and then it will allow you to download the package. If you want a previous download, at the very bottom of the pop-up that is asking for your personal information, there's another link that says, do you want a different version of local? You can click that link and it'll take you to this site, localbyflywheel.com/community/localbyflywheel-3-3-0/13572, and you can get some of the older versions of local. So if you don't want to put your information, or if you want an older version, you can do it like this. Anyway, once the package is downloaded, let's go ahead and click to install it. I'm on a Mac, but Windows computer will be pretty much straightforward, just like this also. You just go ahead and go through all of the installation process on Windows or on Mac. On Mac is as simple as click and drag to my applications folder, and it'll install it all. Windows will have some kind of pop-up that will ask you, some questions. Are you sure you want to install it? Where do you want to install it? Stuff like that. Okay, so once we've got that all installed, we can go ahead and open the program to see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what local looks like when you're first introduced to it. You can learn more about local if you want. This is about Local Pro. You may have to pay for that, but you could just click X to get out of it. And this is what the graphical user interface looks like at first. So We haven't created any sites yet, but as soon as we create some sites, there will be a list of sites here in a little sidebar that shows all the different sites we've created. And creating a new site is pretty simple. Let's just click the button to create a new site. Give it a name. We'll call it EDX Child, because this is going to be holding our child theme. And if you want to check out some advanced options, go ahead and click down. Now in the local site domain, you should not choose some kind of domain, top-level domain that would be accessible on the internet. Like, don't put in any .coms or anything like that. The recommendation is either use .local or use .test. So since this is called Local by Flywheel, we'll just keep it at local. You can choose where to save your sites. If you want to choose a different folder, you can put them in a different location on your computer. But I think the default location right there looks okay. And create a site from a blueprint. We don't yet have any blueprints, but we will hopefully be using those a little bit later on in the course. And so we don't need to worry about that right now. So you can click continue, put in your username and password. Usually for these localhost development sites, I just like to use admin and password. But for production sites, you definitely want to change those. I'll just keep the WordPress admin email at that. Let's change it actually to admin@flywheel.local. Check the advanced options. Is this a WordPress multi-site? No, it's not. Let's go ahead and add our site. So this will probably take some time to set up everything because it's creating a container that holds all of our information. It might, if you're on Mac like me, it might ask you to put in your password so it can make changes to your computer. But it will take some time to set everything up. It's going to set up the web server, the PHP version, the database, etc., etc. So you can just go ahead and leave your computer for a while, and we'll come back in the next video. In the next video, I'm going to help you set up your code editor and get prepared for localhost development. And a little bit later on, we'll check out more of this flywheel stuff and see how we can change our MySQL version or our PHP version or our server or anything like that. So I'll see you in the next video.